But no matter how strong a will a person has, no matter how much he may hate to lose, if it's an activity he doesn't really care for, he won't keep it up for long. Even if he did, it wouldn't be good for him. Haruki Murakami. That was a quote from what I talk about when I talk about running by Mr. Haruki Murakami. And that's what we're going to talk about today because I just finished reading it. So yeah. Let me know down in the comments what you're reading currently and whether you're enjoying it or not. And also, do you DNF books or do you finish them when you don't like them? Which kind of reader are you? Because I find, at least on like Book Talk and BookTube or whatever, people tend to go one or two ways. They tend to either finish the books that they don't like or they don't. I'm a person who, if I really, really don't like a book, I'm not going to finish it. So let me know which one you are down in the comments below. And without any further ado, let's talk about this book. So what I talk about when I talk about running is, is it a memoir? Yeah, it's considered a memoir. What Haruki Murakami is talking about in this book is running and how that parallels writing sometimes. So we get these little instances of him comparing running and writing together a few times, enough for me to think that, you know, that's what he was trying to do, was compare the two. Because you need endurance to do both of them, you need focus to do both of them, a certain kind of clarity and a certain kind of willingness to be alone to do both of these things, write a novel or be a novelist and be an endurance runner, an ultra endurance runner, and things of that nature. So we really follow him in his journey as more of as a runner than as a writer. That kind of takes a back seat. And we kind of get his methodology and his philosophy on running, which I think is the typical philosophy you'll see any, especially endurance athlete have, because you do have to be able to be alone for long periods of time. You do have to be able to endure pain, endure the loneliness, the boredom of doing this monotonous task of running for a long period of time, 26 miles, or in time reference, 3.5 to 4 hours, upwards of 4 hours, just running. And so we get many examples of, or many instances of Murakami running both marathons and half marathons in this book. And really, it's just, the whole thing is kind of a meditation, if you will, on the act of running. And we dip into him doing triathlons and dipping his toes into being a triathlete. And he's not super good at it. He's really good at the running portion of it, but the swimming and the biking, they are, of course, both vastly different skills, and how he kind of coped with not being the best at those things. And also something else that's touched on, a theme that's touched on a lot in this book, is the fact that Murakami is aging, or was aging, at the time in which he wrote this memoir. You know, he was kind of coming face to face with the fact that he was aging and that he wasn't able to perform the way that he used to. It's just biologically true, just the nature of things, that as we age, we tend to depreciate. Our bodies tend to get weaker and weaker and weaker, even when we are striving to make it stronger, or to at least keep the same level of strength that we had. But, you know, I don't find myself having too much to say about this because it's a memoir. You know, how do you rate a memoir? When I say it's a 4.5, I'm just coming from the place of, like, technically and of course subjectively. I think that it's a 4. You know, I really liked it. There were times where I was like, this didn't need to be this didn't need to be here, you know. You know, it's at some points it kind of felt like it was like trying to, you know, bump the word count up a little bit. You know, sometimes it felt like that, but for the most part, I thought this was really refreshing. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I really enjoy Japanese literature. There's something about it. It's so refreshing. It's straight to the point, but it's no less profound. It's no less beautiful. It's no less insightful than something that is written in a very lush, sprawling kind of voice. So Japanese literature has a very, very special place in my heart. I don't know per se whether Mr. Haruki Murakami has a special place in my heart, but I do know that I love Japanese literature. So I don't really have too much to say about what I talk about when I talk about running. I had fun with it. I like to run myself. And I do want to participate in endurance sports as a goal of mine in the future. So that is a part of the reason why I really like this book as well. But yeah, this one took me, when I really like strapped down and dedicated time to reading it, it only took me 3 days, and it could have taken less, but you know, attention span issues. So yeah, with that, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good evening, and most importantly, I hope you read a good book, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.